How does a high-pressure society give special treatment to the elderly?
这无证之後，什麼醫療都免費的。
呢個係政府買位啊，非常之 lucky 啊！
What makes Hong Kong the capital of longevity?
就是開心的過日子。
The hardiness, the psychosocial environment is the most important.
I'm Scott. Join me to pay a deep visit to Hong Kong.
Hong Kong is a surprisingly contradictory region when it comes to the average life expectancy of its residents, which in 2021 stood at 83 for men and 88 for women. This has led it to become a super aging society with one of the highest life expectancies of any region in the world. At the same time though, as a global financial centre, it has a fast pace of life, very high work pressure and often incredibly cramped living conditions. Now with so many lifestyle restraints, it begs the question, how do Hong Kong residents enjoy such amazing longevity? Now to find out the answer, today I've come to Hong Kong where I hope to investigate if there are any common personality traits leading them to make such decisions and most importantly, how those decisions are affecting their longevity.
I heard that Hong Kong residents are fond of having morning tea, so a tea house is the best place to encounter some elderly people in Hong Kong. Now, I'm going to try my luck.
So we've just arrived at a place which I've heard is really famous in Hong Kong for morning tea sessions, and I'm literally just walking in now. Wow, this is like endless retired people sitting here having their breakfast. Let's go and take a quick look and see what they're drinking and eating. Let's go and take a look. Morning, morning. How are you? Can I sit here for 1 minute? Let's have a look. Hello, hello. You speak English? What is this?
Dim sum.
Dim sum. 那在香港就是这个就是一个传统的文化，吃早茶是吧？你多少岁
85啊
？80。85。85是朋友是吧？
朋友。
老朋友。
唔係飲茶先嘅，又落嚟要喐啊，經常講嚟，好得。
你覺得為什麼香港人能夠活得那麼久？
香港政府嘅醫療好好，所以香港係個財政。
哦，所以就是很容易養老是吧？貴不貴？不貴。
我們老人家不貴，這無證之後，什麼醫療都免費的，看醫生啊，
就是藥品
啊，
叫救護車全免費。
全免費，香港政府真的好的。
非常好啊。
真非常好，对老人家。
Hello， 早上好，早上好。
你好吗？
哎，应该都是邻居朋友还是一家人呢？
我们的每一天呢都是那个游泳。
哦，你们是游泳爱好者。
Every morning。
那你们几点去游泳
？6:30。
哇哦，6点半去游泳。
6点半。最重要的是喝茶。
喝茶。喝茶为什么重要？
身体好。
对身体好。In the whole world, Hong Kong people live the longest. Why do you think that is?
Chinese people like to steam things. Like
Sure.
the Europeans like to fry.
Fry.
Fry
Yeah.
is not good.
So all about what you put in is what you get out.
Yeah.
Whether in tea houses or on the streets, wherever I go, I can always see elderly people with smiling faces or peaceful outlook. Are there any similarities among these senior citizens in their 80s and 90s living in Hong Kong? I paid a visit to a local scholar who has been studying centenarians for over 10 years, Professor Liu Xibao, to get to the bottom of the question.
Let's go. What were the key directions that you thought might be influential for longevity in Hong Kong?
I actually think that the hardiness, the psychosocial environment is the most important. We're talking about a centenarian today, so they were born in 1920-ish, right?
Yeah.
So that is a time when food supply is not stable. There's not much education. A young person at that age may not receive a very steady livelihood. And then when they become like a young adult, the Second World War strikes, so they have to either leave or they have to fight. And after the war, that comes into the baby boom. So they may have a lot of children to take care of. They have to make sure all these children are well fed. And a lot of older adults actually told me that they couldn't feed all of their children. And so they sent some of the children out to other wealthier families. So from a very psychological point of view, we know that people who've been through all this stress, they have a very healthy coping mechanism. These people are not very easygoing people. They are very sturdy, they have their opinions, they are very aggressive people when they were young. And when they are old, they take care of they convert this kind of aggressiveness towards taking good care of themselves. They're very disciplined. They go out to have a walk, they eat very healthy food, they have restraint on their daily habits, so that this makes them alive at such an old age.
According to relevant data, in 2021, Hong Kong's elderly population, that is those aged 65 and above, reached 1.45 million. Now that's more than 20% of the total population of the city, and of those, 390,000 are over the age of 80. Now in such a small city, there are already over 1,000 nursing homes of varying natures, providing care and support for their residents' mental and physical needs. For those at an age where they need care, what can these facilities provide them, and what do they spend their daily lives doing? Today, I'm travelling to the northwest of Hong Kong, roughly 30 minutes from the city centre, to find out. 你好，
你好，你好，
你好，我是高瑞。
高瑞，
你好，你好。
我姓馬。
哦，
你好，你好。
馬先生，你好，你好。
你介唔介意嚟寫字樓嗰度做翻個探訪登記？咁就我哋俾埋個口罩俾你，洗手先，好冇？
哦好 ，OK。
係啦。
為什麼還需要戴口罩呢？
而家香港個疫情社會福利署要求，麻煩你先洗手。
Okay. Come inside. The first thing, wash your hands.
The place I plan to visit today, K-Tak Institution of Old Age Limited, was built in 1987. It owns 8 houses, and each has 3 stories. Now, about 110 elderly people live here.
OK，請過嚟呢邊啦。嗱，呢度就係我哋嘅其中一個宿位啦。咁佢哋呢個我哋呢個7、8尺嘅空間咧，就住緊有8個長者。咁8個長者咧，咁佢哋就會有唔同嘅生活需要啦。咁佢哋基本上食飯就喺呢度我哋叫客廳啦。咁另外佢裏邊係佢哋嘅宿位嚟嘅。
這個好像是醫院專用的病床。
嗱，譬如係床嗰度咧，我哋呢個係電動床啦。
那這樣的空間算比較大嗎？還是？一般。
每一個長者嘅平均嗰個空間咧就9.5平方。呢位阿江婆婆。
江婆婆。
係。
江婆婆你好。
你好。
你好，她今年多少歲數
？93。
93。很厲害。你住在這裡是吧？
係啊。
是嗎？多少年？
係啦，差唔多2年。
2年。你喜歡嗎？
中意。
是嗎？
喜歡。
你剛剛吃的這個午餐？
有雞有薯有菜咯。
有飯有蔬菜，
有生果。
還有芒果，很好，很好。吃飽了。
Grandma Jiang was born in Huadong, Guangzhou. In 1945, after the anti-Japanese war, she came to Hong Kong with her father to make a living and has settled down ever since. Grandma Jiang has 7 children. During my visit, her daughter Karen happens to visit her in the institution.
知道您的母亲在这里度過1、2、3年的時間。最早她是怎麼安排到這裡來的？
因為我媽媽咧喺19年年頭嗰時，嗰時佢行動自如嘅，但係喺嗰個市場門口，第一個俾唔識嘅人咧一迎面相撞一。碰我媽咪就跌倒，跌倒跟住跌斷咗髖關節，係啦，咁就入咗威爾斯醫院啦，咁做手術啦，差唔多1個月。咁臨近佢出院之前咧，咁喺威爾斯嗰度有一啲社工嘅就聯絡我，問我你有冇一個專業知識照顧你媽媽？我話冇喎，佢冇唔得喎，就不斷勸我。擺去啲復康中心，嗰個費用係唔貴㗎咁話同我講。 都係3000蚊到啫咁話。呢個係政府買位啊，非常之 lucky 啊我。
真係很 lucky。
係啊，
非常 lucky。
係啊，非常之 lucky。
Since 1998, the Social Welfare Department, SWD of Hong Kong, started to implement the Enhanced Bought Place Scheme, EBPS. In this scheme, the government purchases a certain proportion of bed spaces at eligible private residential homes for the elderly, then offers them as subsidised places in order to shorten the waiting time for those in need. Take KTAC Institution as an example. Of the 144 total beds available, 98 have been bought by the government. If someone were to apply for a place privately, the monthly expense would be around 13,000 HKD. But if applied for through the government scheme, the family only needs to pay 1,763 HKD per month. After Grandma Jiang settled in KTAC Institution with an EBPS place, which includes a professional rehabilitation therapist taking charge of her treatment and training, her health conditions are now greatly improved. Though she has gotten used to the life in the institution, her children still take turns to pick her up and return home, where they can enjoy the happiness of family reunion.
那婆婆在家里边跟她不在家里有没有区别？
都唔翻嚟，
佢食好多嘢。
那除了在家里邊，你也會帶奶奶或者婆婆到外邊去吃飯嗎？
會啊！如果我哋平時放假，譬如婆婆星期五過嚟嘅話，咁我星期六日唔使翻工咧，就同媽咪同佢飲茶咯。或者我哋有咩節日啊，同啲姨媽姑姐啊嗰啲就大型啲咯，都差唔多2圍啊，嗰度都24個。佢又見下啲孫啊，見下啲侄咁樣。
這個還有一個菜要來了。哇哦！
係婆婆最中意。
豐盛。這是婆婆最喜歡的。哦。
3樣。
都是她非常喜歡吃。
係啦，佢每一次翻嚟食咩菜啊？通菜就係呢個啦。
嗯哼，這3個放在她旁邊是吧？多好，多好，太厲害了。
英國有冇啊？
有。有。What other things do you think can affect longevity here?
I think family support is a very important element. My study in Hong Kong Centenarian Study Phase 2 was conducted during COVID, and so we interviewed 150 caregivers who are taking care of their centenarians in the community. I think the survival of this group of very old adults is made possible during COVID because of their very loving and very caring, very dedicated families. I remember a very vivid story from an older adult, 92 years old. She suffered from COVID. She almost died of COVID. She's living with her daughter. Her daughter spent all methods, exhaust all kinds of ways to make sure her mother received the best care at home. In an interview, the old lady actually cried in front of us and say that, well, she is very indebted to her daughter and she has to live for her daughter. This is not something what we call emotional blackmailing, but how the kind of bonding is so strong between parents and the adult child. And in Chinese culture, I think family support is very, very important.
Wherever I go on the streets of Hong Kong, I can see many people working into their later years. Diligent, busy, and working all the time has become one of the most impressive traits of the Hong Kong people. Is this related to their longevity? During the trip, I learned that a show organised exclusively for the elderly is about to begin, exclusively performed by the elderly. Now, I'm going to check it out.
今天是什么特别的活动呢？
这个是一个社区关爱的演出，就是说我们会到不同的地区，让我们的义工表演唱歌、跳舞，打动下面的长者。
Mr. Zhou, who I'm going to meet today, is 64 years old. Before retirement, he was an engineer, but now he also works on promoting traditional Chinese dance as an amateur. Those he is guiding during rehearsals are his students. They are also over 60 years old. They share the same identity, that is, members of the support team for the elderly.
在今天的表演当中，我们看到了还有一个比较特别的节目，就是有一支轮椅义工者演出的。你那个时候是怎么想的，把这一群不能走路的人变成一个可以一起上台表演舞蹈的人？
佢哋需要係咩咧？佢就好怕好多人照顧佢。譬如我哋參加好多唔同活動，就一大堆正常人去照顧你一個人，你好似好受寵若驚嚇。但係對佢自己嚟講，佢需要係尊重同平等。咁但係透過我哋一個培訓班，會識多啲朋友啦。更加重要係咩咧？嗱，好簡單，你80歲啦嚇，識行識走，你去到見到90歲坐輪椅嘅，我喐唔到就係咁樣啊，或者老人痴呆症嘅時候，咁你點樣去同佢溝通啊？點樣令佢快樂？點解做運動？喺個過程，佢會認識到生命是什麼。咁呢個就係長者義工喺呢個義工行為裏面得到最大嗰個回報就係呢樣嘢。點樣積極人生呢樣嘢咧？點樣令佢生活更加豐滿咧？
Okay, we're about to begin right now, so we came just in the right moment. Mr. Zhou's super busy. He's doing like a live broadcast of this show. All the performers are the volunteers, and all of the people viewing are from the local community, so he's sharing the love. In Hong Kong, I've noticed there's a lot of, as you say, adult children of centenarians, or let's just say, you know, a retired population in Hong Kong, who don't seem to want to retire. They want to keep working and volunteering, and they want to keep moving. What is this all about?
Okay, in our first cohort, we have met a centenarian who sell tofu pudding until the age of 94.
On the street?
On the street. 94, amazing. So he just retired for 2 years at the time we interviewed him. In our recent cohort during the COVID, so we also heard a lot of centenarians saying that they are still have a very vibrant social circle. They make different foods for their elderly centers from time to time until COVID strikes. This gives meaning. This is a very vital and component for keeping a person long-lived.
There are many reasons attributing to the longevity of Hong Kong people. In particular, the efficient yet affordable public Medicare system is undoubtedly one of the most important reasons. Hong Kong's public hospitals provide residents aged 75 or above with completely free medical services. Should any elderly person require emergency treatment, an ambulance can arrive within 12 minutes, meaning any sudden medical situation can be treated immediately. In residential care homes, how can these medical advantages be realised?
It's quite, I mean, physically, she's in really good condition. She's got a lovely skin complexion. She's got no bowel problems. You know, she's full of vigour and energy. It's sad though, because, you know, with dementia, she just doesn't really have an idea where she is or what she's just done. But she's got all the zest for life.
不過咧，你啲皮有啲硬喎，你對拖鞋可能即係拍到。係咯，呢個伸出嚟咧，呢度有冇痛咧？呢度冇啊。呢度冇痛係咯，冇嘢。如果你再真係有痛嘅話，話俾姑娘知咯，咁到時俾藥你食咯，係嘛？好係啦。唔該曬你，各位。唔該曬。
Do you come here every day, or do you based here every day?
I will visit this OH home every Tuesday and Saturday.
Do they have to pay extra every time they see the doctor?
No, because the government has some VMO program, visiting medical officer program. They will have some allowance for the Port Oil Hospital, and the Port Oil Hospital employ me to visit the elderly home. So when I come, I will see the patients, and it is totally free of charge.
The VMO project mentioned by Dr. Poon is the Visiting Medical Practitioner Service for residential care homes, initiated by the SWD. It mainly aims at handling emergencies which occur in private residential care homes for the elderly, such as physical examination. sudden diseases, and non-emergency situations. Take K-Tak Institution as an example. By cooperating with the nearby public hospital of Pokoi Hospital, it gets to hire doctors to visit the institution and provide timely medical services for the elderly.
那么这里的养老院怎么在医疗方面受到支援呢？
第一就係譬如話有緊急事故嘅，譬如有人跌倒，突然之間心口痛，或者昏迷唔醒咁樣，即係咁嚴重嘅事故嘅話咧，咁通常我哋就會有個專線打去救護車中心，咁就一般市民咧就多數最方便就係打999，咁就會要個專線消防救護車嘅專線，都通常就喺10分鐘以內咧佢能夠到達。咁另外咧喺譬如話一啲非緊急啦，醫院嘅管理局咧有2組嘅專科醫生咧會嚟我哋院舍嗰度定期去到診嘅，譬如係醫院嘅老人科醫生，咁而另外一科咧就係老人精神科。咁個長者睇呢啲專科咧，佢唔需要出去醫院嗰度又登記又搭車來回咁樣。
This guy here is absolutely amazing. Let's go and have a word. Wow! 请问你今年多少岁？
我今年95。
95岁。
对。
特别高兴认识你。我看95岁一点都不像。你是每天都运动吗？
有啊，365。
都运动。
对。
你可以带我去看你的房间吗？
可以。
可以吗？
可以。
我想看看你住的怎么样。
好啊。
你住在几楼？
我2楼。
你每天走路上去没问题？
是啊，2楼。
Mr. Pug, talkative, cheerful gentleman, fond of exercise and with a permanent smile upon his face, is an overseas Chinese from Malaysia. His son works in Shenzhen.
这是你的床位。
对。
哎呀，还有朋友在写字。你好，你好 ，Hello Hello。你为什么开始住在这个养老院？你身体这么健康？
人多啊，好玩啊，开心啊，在家里就很孤单，我没有什么嗜好。唯独喜欢的就是唱歌。
你给我展示一下，你来唱一首你喜欢的歌。
哇，
好不好？
So cute.
那住在这里跟住在家里最大的区别是什么？
空旷的地方很多，空气又很好。我们来3年多，那个下面的门啊，那个铁门我都没有走过。要我要看医生啊，要做什么呢？那这里有车子载我去。像梁先生，哎，什么的，梁先生，我要什么啊？这样，其实他们帮我。那我会做什么呢？一点东西都不会，就是开开心心的这过日子，就是这样。
那您跟彭先生的相處，是怎麼樣的？
咁我記得有一次咧，我知道佢嘅生日啦，咁我哋幫佢買咗個蛋糕啦，就去到樓層幾個同事咧上去咧就同佢唱生日歌，俾佢吹蠟燭，俾佢切蛋糕，咁咧做晒成個嗰個慶祝嘅流程，咁咧佢咧都非常之感動咗咧流一淚出嚟，佢仲同我講咧就係。我第一次有人咧買一個蛋糕俾我咧慶祝，俾我吹蠟燭。
這麼小的事情，給他帶來多大的幸福？
係啦，能夠觸動到佢嗰個嘅感情咯，即係唔介意咁樣講出嚟，反而佢會係覺得咧就係有人幫我咧慶祝啊！我都係始終咧都係得到嗰度第一次啦咁樣。
We visited some retirement homes. And they had some advice on life, which was quite interesting. And what they shared with me personally was about their attitude towards life. Don't hold, bitterness in your heart. Let problems go past. You can't fix the world. Take each day as it comes and enjoy it as it comes. How crucial is it scientifically to have a good emotional state?
We have published a paper, a qualitative research with 6 very healthy centenarians. Exactly this is what they've told us. Optimism, take every day as a blessing, good relationship with others. As you said, like, don't hold grudges, right? Don't hold bitterness, and let problems pass. So these are ways to maintain good relationship. And we know that this is like when we can have 2 perspectives to look at all this. So first of all, these are attitudes that keeps people around. So social support. So we know that social support itself is very instrumental, no matter we're talking about practical instrumentality or emotional, as a way of emotional coping that reduces the biological experience of stress. I think this is contributing to their long life as well.
Now, over the past few days, we took a look into the robust and mature medical services available to Hong Kong residents and took a look inside at some of the attentive care available to those who choose to spend their later years in a retirement home. Now, these, of course, go a long way to explaining Hong Kong's world-beating average life expectancy. But Hong Kong isn't the only place with good healthcare, and so it seems the rest of the answer lies in the softer, perhaps sometimes overlooked elements of life, which Hong Kongers have shown us in abundance through their community spirit, family connections, and most importantly, their sense of purpose. It seems there's a lot that the world can learn from Hong Kong's older generation, and hopefully through their wisdom, more and more of us across the world can also enjoy the same life expectancy.